Hi Pisces, this is going to be your art channeled message. I channel messages through art, creativity. I really hope my messages inspire you to see the art within yourself, within your journey, and within everything around you. Because we all start from zero, which is just a blank canvas, just the fool's journey. Just sort of look at yourself and everything around you as art. What makes my messages different is my art is kind of like one big optical illusion, but that also applies to the message at hand. So I'll start with something and then I'll realize the cards reflect exactly what I said in some way or another. Or it'll be like some things you miss. Sometimes I'll speak in metaphors or in like creative ways, and it's like, what are you picking up? Sometimes it just slowly comes together. If you'd like a personal reading, all of that is down below if you would like to book with me. And lastly, there's no rules here, so this finds you. It's definitely meant for you. You can binge watch them, do anything you want. So, what I started drawing for you was a snail, and on the shell, the details or the swirl starts out really dark, and then it slowly, no pun intended, fades out. Like, snails are notorious for being slow. I'm getting things are about to reach a sudden halt or slow down tremendously. With my art and also in my head with the shell starting out tightly, you know how like swirls start out tightly and then they open up like that? It's kind of pretty. The same way it starts out tightly or dark and then it opens or it gets lighter is almost the equivalent of how you can't move as fast or have the freedom to roam in small places. But when things start opening up, you can pick up the pace. There's more running room. It's almost like there's no room for you right now. It's like a dog that's inside all day and goes crazy when they have a taste of the outdoors or freedom. Ooh, you know what else I'm seeing with my art? You know how some people try to put, whether it's a person, place, or thing, usually this is romantically, they try to put them on like a leash, and it's like they try to like block them from their surroundings, and like it's kind of like they're the snail in that scenario. But then like once things open up, once they get a taste of freedom, once they see an opening outside of the control, it's like peace, zoom, run. So I'm saying I think a lot of this has to do with, it's like seeing how people react when seeing the Four of Pentacles, when you don't put them on a leash or when you don't care what they do. Because how long is that actually going to last? It's like everyone thinks they can control people, control outcomes, but it's like, how effective is that really? It's kind of like being in a small room. There's no place to go, no place to roam. When it's like as soon as you go outside, there's trees, the McDonald's, grass. It's like so much more stimulation. It's like you can look at it like that. But it's like, wouldn't you want to know what would happen if you didn't have to control the outcome? Because if anything, that proves that something is in for the long haul. Does that make sense? It's like, what will people do when you're not looking or when you don't care? That's when you really need to look for people's morals, people's true feelings, true intentions, because it's all there. Not when you're looking for things, not when you're holding on tightly. Like I was literally getting the envisionment of an owner and their dog, or someone that just holds everything and anything onto a leash. And even seeing slow, and like in essence things slowing down, like you can't slow anything down. You can't I'm seeing slowing down too is like you trying to prevent something from happening. I'm not really sure what that is exactly yet. I'm also seeing slow as in, you know, people play slow, like slow kind of can mean stupid. Kind of saying that means playing stupid or something just seems stupid. It brings so many things. So let's see. I have the snail for the art. Slow can mean an actual slow pace. Slow can mean slow in the head. Slow can mean trying to slow things down, trying to control it, trying to grasp it, but I don't know. Three of Cups. Once again, I'm seeing this as like they're all outdoors. They're all having a great time outside. It's like there's more wiggle room. No one's... Oh my God, I'm getting the reference of like the pandemic. It's like everyone was inside, that like once we were finally allowed outdoors or allowed back to our normal lives, it felt like a breath like a breath of fresh air, like as if this was like a drug they were preventing us from having that we wanted really bad, but really there's nothing special about it. There's nothing special about someone having morals or being loyal. It's like, just seems that way when it's taken from you. So you don't want to do that because it's almost like, what do they call that? When you mess with the experiment, or when you mess with what's going to naturally happen. So I'm seeing the Three of Cups, and it's really ironic how they're all outdoors, and I put emphasis on that. It's like, this is how pets are, this is how we as people are. It's like once we get a taste of freedom or that like fresh air, we never want it to go away. Especially when something's been taken from you for a long time. And maybe seeing this applies to you. You're getting something back that was taken from you or that you weren't exposed to for a while. Perhaps this is your social life. I feel like your social life is going to be going back up again. Maybe you've been staying to yourself. Again, like staying indoors, but that's going to change very soon. But yeah, mostly with the Three of Cups, I'm getting like stimulation. More wiggle room. More room to run or roam, but that's okay. To me, Three of Cups, whenever I look at it, I get like groupie love. I know that's a song by Lana Del Rey, but I'm also getting like groupies. Groupies, like people that do the same thing. Cliques. It's exactly like cliques, because like you can be friends with people that you don't agree with. You can be friends with people that could be considered a bad influence, but it's all a matter of like your standards and like not losing yourself in the process. It's like just because you're friends with someone doesn't mean you have to be like them. And here we have it again. That running, that whoosh, that movement. It's like as soon as you get a taste of it, it's like bye. And like I'm really drawn to how the sky is so blue as well. Have you seen this alludes to summer? You know how like the weather can bounce back and forth, but once you get that consistent like temperature, that consistent bright day, that consistent blue sky, it's like there's just a different feeling in the air. I feel like that's gonna mark the beginning of something. Queen of Swords. Kind of seeing the Queen of Swords here as a mother, someone that's a nag, someone that nags to get what they want or states all the things they don't like you can't do this, I don't want you doing that, I don't like that, I don't like people that do that or partake in that. Maybe like this even is the equivalent to like partaking in something, you seeing someone partake in something you don't agree with. It's like, instead of doing that, just shut your mouth and let it unfold. Because if things were really going in your favor, you wouldn't have to say it so many times. People hear you. But what about free will as well? It's definitely emphasis on you not needing to say a word, not needing to nag, not needing to put emphasis on things that you don't need to put emphasis on. See what people do once they get that ounce of freedom, or once they do what you think they want to do. Three of Cups. Once again, we have another blue sky here. That's so creepy. Like, look at the background. Page of Wands. Also seeing the angel down here with the Queen of Swords. Like, that angel looks pissed. And angels are usually very pure and like they have morals. So it's like, I would also be careful of you trying to push your morals or opinions on other people. It's like, oh my god, that's so wrong, that's immoral, that's horrible. Even though it may be true, it's like it's not worth it to get upset or angry over. Because it's like once you get into that, it's like a spiral. Literally, I didn't spiral like on the snail. Like one thing leads to another, and it's just like you become so angry, so pissed, because it's like, listen. Ten of Cups. Yeah, something is getting in the way of you having a good time. Six of Wands. It's like you're worried about where attention is being placed. Oh, this makes a lot of sense. Nine of Pentacles. This reminds me exactly of how it's kind of like a girl's night out or a guy's night out, or like, let's say you go out like with your partner, with anybody. It doesn't matter like who comes up to who or who gets the most attention, who does this, who hits on who. It's a matter of like boundaries and loyalty. As long as that's there, it doesn't matter what comes in between two people. You should always be confident that it'll always be there. Nothing will change. Kind of like seeing Nine of Pentacles as just one person. And this is usually the overall energy. And I notice too, the sky is actually very orange rather than blue. To me, this just gives me the vibe of like wandering eye. Like cold, 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 hot. As it like something just like grasped your interest. It's like social media and all that online stuff. Kind of gives people the illusion that grass is always greener on the other side, or that there's so many things out there. But yeah, there's many things out there, but doesn't mean everyone like actually wants that all the time. Kind of like acknowledging it versus actually entertaining it. You have nothing to worry about, and you shouldn't let any of that prevent you from having a good time, because I feel like it's causing a lot of like overthinking. It's like, that's wrong, that's not right, that hurts my feelings. Don't even worry about it anymore. I've seen that with the Five of Pentacles too. It's like this person's trying to catch up with this person. And it's like they're wounded. They're still trying to do it, but they're super wounded. Reminds me too of like someone trying to have a good time when they broke their ankle, or like they're immobile. Like, it's kind of useless. It's kind of difficult. You can't have normal relationships, normal friendships, normal anything when you're in that mindset. Even if what you think might be actually like valid. So, Pisces, right over here we have the snail, the one that's confined, this is where things slow down. It's like you're kind of by yourself. But then when things start to open up again, it's like, what will you do? when you're suddenly faced with the outdoors, or when things are so much more like expansive. I've been seeing this as like, how do you act, like the way you look at people is like, how do you act when you're single? How do you act when you have the freedom to? It's like, do you just throw all of this out the window? Or do you still stay true to yourself even when it comes to dating and approaching people? Does that make sense? It's a lot going on. It's like this is a lot within your social life, social circle. I'm mostly seeing it as like stimulations, like seeing what people do when they can do what they want to do. Because single is usually like the label that's tied with the most freedom, right? But it's like, how are you going to spend that freedom? Is it going to change who you are? Or are you going to like change yourself for the better? Emotionally, internally, nothing should change. Unless nothing was ever there in the first place. So if you don't have a heart, you'll never have a heart. If you never have standards, or if you don't have standards now, they probably never did. Doesn't matter. Okay, Pisces, I just finished your reading, put everything away, and this keeps happening to me, but I'm just gonna roll with it because maybe it's important. Maybe this will just be the part of the video where it's like extra messages or things that came to my attention later. Oh well. But I'm also getting, with the summer thing, going outside, it's like that hot girl summer thing or hot boy summer. It's just like summer usually marks the time, including spring break, where people just go wild, unwind. It's like, are you going into summer single or are you going into summer in a relationship? And it's like, what you choose to do with your time, once again, it's very evident. It's like summer's coming up, things are getting warmer, and I feel like this is a turning point for a lot of people when it comes to trust, priorities, unwinding. It's just like there's so many things going on here. I feel like your social life is going to be greatly impacted, but I also feel like something else in regards to trust is going to be greatly impacted for you. But yeah, strong emphasis on no control and seeing things unwind around you. Just can't control the world, you can't control anybody, but you can keep note, you can keep a mental tab. That's it. So, yeah. Okay, guys. See ya.